Doing the same thing we did on the last question. This one I said just state the period, amplitude, and equation. I don't need you to give all the description, right? You know the description in your head. You need that, but you don't need to always state it. So I'm just going to state the period and the amplitude. The period is from the K value. So I need to grab the K value. I'm going to factor that, right? That form there is not very useful to me. So I'm going to factor this first. So -2 cos bracket. Let's do the factoring. So this here, I'm going to push the 1/2 in front of the x, like that. Easier to see. Push it in front. The x is here. Factor out 1/2 from here. So what did I say? From here, you're going to go pi over 3 divided by 1/2. So that gets me pi over 3 times 2 over 1. Does that make sense how I got that? Right, so divided by 1/2 means multiply by 2, so it's 2 pi over 3. So this will be minus 2 pi over 3. So on purpose I gave you a fraction one, just to practice that. All right. Now let's state the period, amplitude, and equation. For some reason, I always like stating the amplitude first. I think it's because it's first when I'm reading it left to right. My amplitude is what? Is it 2 or -2? Just 2. The reflection is separate, so I do want this to be a positive, please. So it's a positive. The amplitude is always positive. It's just saying the size of it. The negative is a reflection. It's a separate thing, right? So I gave this one because people always go -2. No, it's not the amplitude's 2. Negative is the reflection. Okay? Period. So period is 2 pi over k. And this value here, this value is not the period. That value is k. Does that make sense? So k, that is k, not the period. So we take that and put it into here. Into the k. Good? It's not the period, that's the k value. Now we're going to go period equals 2 pi over this k here, which is 1/2. Oops. There. Okay, so that's the k value. Division by 1/2, same thing as what I did here, makes it multiplication by 2. So I'm going to say, okay, so then that means my period is multiplied by 2, so it's the same as what we did here. It's going to be 4 pi. Is that okay? And you don't have to show me all that work. You can just say period is 4 pi. Equation of the axis. So the axis is going to be y equals 3. I always start with the axis, right? So I'm going to start with the axis and label. You don't have to show this, like I said, right? And like was asked, you don't have to show the axis at all. Okay, I like to just do it because it centers my graph. We're going to label everything. This is y, this is x, and this is going by 1, so that gets me to -3. Shoot. Darn it. We're going to ignore this. It's 3. Sorry. I wasn't reading my own thing. It's +3. This is when I wish I had a eraser for this marker. Okay, ignoring that. And it's +3. Apt here. +3, 1, 2, 3. All right. You don't have to label it. You don't have to show it. Okay, absolutely don't have to. I'm just doing it for myself. I need the scale, so I have the 1, so I know that's 3. What's the period? 4 pi. The period is 4 pi, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this, and I'm going to go every 3, and I want quarters, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 pi. There you go, 4 pi. right? There's no need to do 2 pi and then stretch it to 4 pi. Just say it's 4 pi from the beginning. So that gets me everything. I have everything on here. You can draw one graph there and then shift it. If you want to shift it all at once, go ahead and do that together all at once. Okay? I'll do it in 2 graphs. Right? Some people like 2 graphs. Some people like to do it all at once. I'm going to draw this one. So I'll draw the first one here in red. So I'm going to take these tick marks and bring them up here. And I know it's the amplitude is 2. Oh, can you please do this? Typical mistake. You're doing all of this beautiful work. We forget this. It's a vertical reflection. So that means that my graph, right, my graph is cosine but upside down. So it's here. This is y equals negative cos x. Right, so this negative means it starts upside down and heads up. Right, so the negative cos, that's a typical mistake. You guys work on everything else and you forget the little negative. So go, oh, I'm going to not forget the negative, star it, and go, okay, I got to remember when I graph it, it's upside down. So this is my new axis. It is 2, so from here I'm down 2. Yeah. Then I go up 2, back down, and down here. So that's my cycle. There you go. Again, we'll tell you on a test how many cycles we want, how many periods we want, that sort of stuff. So just read the instructions. For now, we'll do 1. We can continue it if you want, right? But you know how to continue the pattern. You go every 3 squares and then do another dot. Okay, so that's good enough. Do you want to do another cycle? Are we okay for continuing it? We'll do one on the last one. We'll just practice it. We'll just continue there. So that's my partial graph. I want to do one more with the translation. So the translation is going to be 2 pi over 3. So I'm going to do this in a little bubble over here. So this is 4 pi. Again, you don't have to show this. This is 4 pi divided by the 12, which is the 4 pi over 12. So that's pi over 3. Good? So it's 4 pi divided by 12. So that means that this is 1 pi over 3. Okay? So every square is pi over 3. If I'm shifting it, so it's the horizontal translation. Again, you don't have to write this. It's just for your notes. Is 2 pi over 3. So that would be, it's already over 3. So sometimes you don't have to change the units. So that would be 2 squares. Is that all right? So again, this is all your thought process. You don't have to show any of this. That's just your thinking. So it's 4 pi divided by 12. So every square is pi over 3. If I want 2 pi over 3, that would be 2 squares. So 2 squares right. 2 squares right. So 2 squares right. You okay? So take this, 2 squares right. Take that, 2 squares right. 2 squares right. 2 squares right. And you're going to have the exact same shape like that. And what if I asked you to continue it for 2 cycles? Then you would take this graph. I only take my final one and continue it. I don't continue the middle step because I don't need to. So my final one, if I asked for 2 cycles, then you would keep going and do this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. And you can continue it backwards or forwards. You can go this way as well. You can have half of it here, half of it here. So if I ask for more cycles, make sure you read the instructions. You continue the pattern. Questions? All right. No questions, no clarification? We're okay? All right, let's try to, I'm going to try to keep going with this same video here. My parent function is sine x. I have to tell you if it's sine or cosine, so my parent function is sine x. I want the equation of the resulting function, and I described it. So backwards questions, now we're going to go backwards and forwards. So this is all the theory that we've got here for the graphing it. I'm going to describe it to you, and you're going to write the equation. So my equation, this first one, make sure it's an equation, so f of x or y equals, right? So always for the equation part, you have to have f of x or y equals. Don't lose those little half marks. I don't care if it's y equals. The compression factor is 1/3. So this is vertical. So I tried to go and say, okay, my vertical is this, right, to the 1/3. My horizontal is here, reflection horizontal. Is reflection in the y-axis horizontal or vertical? Horizontal. It's across the y-axis, so this will be horizontal as well. So those guys go horizontal, this one's vertical. So my vertical would be out here, 1/3, and you go sine. Don't forget the sine part. People forget to put sine down. It's such a pain. You go, oh my gosh, I didn't write it. So make sure you write sine or cos, whatever the parent function is. Then we want to do reflection. So we're going to go bracket negative, right? Horizontal reflection. Bracket, make sure that reflection is not touching the translation. X in its pi units to the left. So that would be plus pi. Close her up. Anything up or down? No. So when I describe it, it is in factored form because it's been separated. Okay, next one. No reflections or horizontal translation. The period is 6. The amplitude is 4. The equation is the axis is y equals -5. So one more time. The amplitude is 4, and the axis is this. So those are the vertical parts. I'm going to put the 4 in front and this over here. Period is 6. This is not k. Not k. We need to find k. That is not k. So this one right away, I know the period, right? So we want to find k is 2 pi over k. So we're going to take this value and put it here. So that's 6 equals 2 pi over k. Does that make sense? It's not k. I need k to get to the equation. When you do this, you can do this in 2 steps or 1 step. So 6k equals 2 pi, and then divide by 6. So k equals 2 pi over 6. Now, that here, you can also just do this, right? Some people go, can I just switch it? That multiplies up and that divides out. You can do it in 1 step. I don't need to see all these steps. You can just go over here. You can even, if you can do it in your head, that's fine, and just tell me it's pi over 3. Okay, I just need the k value. So if you do the calculations faster, you can do them shorter, you can do it in your head even, and just put the answer down. I'll be looking for this in the equation. So the steps you don't have to show if you don't need it. Some people are always like, oh, I can do it in my head. Yes, I'm looking for that. So that's my k value. This is horizontal, so this will go, these guys, this k is with the horizontal translation, so there's no reflections of horizontal translation. So that's my only h part, or horizontal part. All right, equation. So f of x or y, amplitude is 4. Put the sign. Don't forget to put the sign. You'll kick yourself and be like, what? I forgot to put the trig part. So sine or cosine, the parent function. Bracket k pi over 3. Now, you don't need a double bracket, right? So some people do pi over 3 and then bracket x. You don't need that extra bracket if there's no translation. If there's a translation, I need to have the bracket. But here, can you see I don't need it? Right, because it's just multiplied, so I don't need an extra bracket. Put the x there. There's no horizontal translation. Oh, and I did move it up, down 5, so -5. okay? Last one. Same exact question. I said no reflections, no translations. I gave you a period, and this was what you were asking before, 5 pi, right? So sometimes the period will have a pi in it, so I have to find k, and I'm going to go period equals 2 pi over k. This goes here, right? So this will be 5 pi equals 2 pi over k. Switch those. So k is 2 pi over 5 pi. Does that make sense? Right? And then this is what you were asking about the unit, right? So then this cancels, and k is 2 over 5. So sometimes the k will have a pi in it, and sometimes the k won't, and it's to get you the right scale. And it's just to get you to the scale of the period. Yeah. How would I graph that? The period is 5 pi. We just did that above. So I put 5 pi here and cut, yeah. Yeah. So the equation, yeah, that's the k, yeah. Right? So the graph would be the same as what we did here. Put the thing, cut it in half, yeah. Right? So don't be intimidated by that. Oh, and how would I graph this if the period was 6? I'd put 6 here. And that could be 6 hours, 6 days, right? So it doesn't have to have a pi in it, yeah. Or minutes, whatever, yeah. Good? Yeah. I know. So that's why going back and forth